Your 20s is the most important decade for building wealth. While you might not have a high salary at this point in your career, the few financial decisions that you make in your 20s can make or cost you millions of dollars. If you make the right financial decisions in your 20s, you can set yourself up for wealth for the rest of your life. Here are 5 things I wish I knew about personal finance in my 20s. Number 1, time compounds wealth. I wish I had started investing earlier. You've probably heard of the saying that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. When it comes to investing, time makes money grow exponentially, not linearly. If I had invested just 1 or 2 years earlier, I would have an extra couple $100,000 by retirement age. Every dollar you invest in your 20s has 30 to 40 years to grow. Assuming a modest 10% annual return on your investments, at age 20, every $1,000 invested is worth over $45,300 at age 60. That is 45 times what you put in. If you wait 10 years until age 30, that same $1,000 that is invested would be worth around $17,400 at age 60. That is 17 times what you put in. And if you wait 20 years until age 40, that same $1,000 that is invested would be worth around $6,700 at age 60. That is less than 7 times what you put in. As you can see, your investment returns significantly decrease as you wait. So, start investing as early as you can. Number 2, don't try to beat the market. I regret thinking that I could get higher than the 10% annual returns of investing in an S&P 500 index fund. An S&P 500 index fund is a basket of 500 different stocks that represent 500 of the largest US companies. Companies in the S&P 500 include Nike, McDonald's, Apple, Disney, and Coca-Cola. Investing in an S&P 500 index fund is often thought of as investing in the market because you are investing in over 80% of the US stock market. In my 20s, I thought that if I studied stocks enough, I could pick winners that could double or triple my money in just a few years. I thought that the 10% annual returns of investing in an S&P 500 index fund was too slow and boring. The unfortunate reality is that beating the market is incredibly difficult, even for professional traders and portfolio managers. A study found that 80% of professional investment managers failed to beat the S&P 500 after just 1 year. After 20 years, 95% of them failed to beat the market. So, don't waste your time studying and picking individual stocks to invest in. There's a 5% chance that you'll beat the market after 20 years for all that hard work you put in. Number 3, don't try to time the market. I regret trying to ever time the market. Timing the market is a strategy of deciding when to invest based on how the market is doing. In other words, making investment decisions based on whether the market is going up or down. By trying to time the market, I had money sitting in my bank account waiting to be invested. During that time, I was missing out on potential investment gains while my money sat in the bank. In my 20s, I was scared of investing when the market was at all-time highs because of a potential market crash. Timing the market is not only incredibly difficult, but also ineffective. A study found that the cost of waiting for the perfect moment to invest typically exceeds the benefit of perfect market timing. So, remember that the length of time that you invest in the market beats timing the market. Number 4, focus on increasing income, not cutting expenses. I regret spending so much of my 20s trying to live frugally and cut expenses. I ordered cheaper items at restaurants to save money, bought cheap clothes, and passed on taking fun trips with friends. While this did help me save money so I could invest more, I missed out on experiences in life that would bring me happiness. Let's be real, saving money is not going to make you rich. You can only save as much money as you make. So, there will always be a limit to how much you can save. Instead of focusing your time and energy on saving money, it is much better to work on increasing your income instead. It's much easier to increase your income by $10,000 a year than to cut back on $10,000 of expenses a year. By doing this, you also won't be depriving yourself of fun and memorable life experiences. After all, that is what life is all about, right? Number 5, get a tax professional. I regret trying to learn and do my own taxes. If I had hired a tax professional earlier in my 20s, I would have not only saved hours of my life, but also saved tens of thousands of dollars in taxes. These savings would have more than paid for the cost of hiring a tax professional. The US tax code is complicated and constantly changing. It would have taken me hundreds of hours to study it and make sure I was taking advantage of all of the ways to reduce the amount of taxes I pay. Even if I learned everything about taxes, there was still the chance that I could file my taxes wrong. This could lead to expensive audits and potentially fines by the IRS. So, leave taxes to the professionals. Your time is better spent on other things. To summarize it all, here are 5 things I wish I had learned in my 20s. Invest as early as you can. Don't try to beat the market. Don't try to time the market. Focus on increasing income, not cutting expenses. And get a tax professional. Subscribe to my channel to learn how to maximize your money and build wealth to live a richer, fuller life. And you won't want to miss my video that teaches 30 years of personal finance knowledge in under 30 minutes. This is the exact strategy that helped me reach over $1 million in net worth before the age of 30. Click on that video here or find it in the video description below.